I was a guy who totally outplayed my talent level. You know, I wasn't super fast, wasn't big. I actually went to the University of Florida, went to college, weighing about 150 pounds. And I actually walked on at the University of Florida, and my first day I walked into the weight room, I was introduced to a 6'5", 270-pound strength coach named Pat. And Pat said, I remember this quite clearly, Pat said, "My name is Pat, and I'm your friend." Now, after an hour and 30 minutes of befriending Pat, I found myself face down, passed out exhausted, with Pat standing over me saying, "Remember me, I'm Pat, now get a mop and clean up my weight room." And I'm saying to myself, holy cow, this is college football. I thought I was a pretty good athlete. This guy was challenging me, taking me to the next level. So over the next 2.5 years, I worked out with Pat endlessly, doing things that I didn't imagine that I could ever do, lifting weights, running, sprinting, trying to get one shot on the football field. And so here it is, 2.5 years, I would stand behind Coach Steve Spurrier the entire time on the sideline. Wherever Coach Spurrier would go, I would go. Wherever Steve would go, I would go. Just behind Coach Steve Spurrier, up and down the sideline, my entire 2.5 years. Anybody know why? Get in the game? I wish that was the answer. No, see, the camera, television camera is always on the head coach. And if you're in the background, you could do this right here, and people can actually see that you're actually on the team, right? And so that was my way of showing my family and friends I actually was on the team. So here it is, all of a sudden, we're in my hometown, Jacksonville, Florida, playing against the Georgia Bulldogs of all teams, and someone dropped a pass on the field. And Coach Spurrier was classic Coach Spurrier. He's livid, throwing his visor down, and he turns around, and I will never forget this moment. He says, "Give me a receiver." Well, I've been standing here 2.5 years waiting for this moment, and I remember the look, and I hope you never give your employees this look. He looks at me, Todd, and he says, "No, give me a receiver, give me a receiver." Right? And finally, I guess there was nothing left in the cupboard, because he looks and he says, "Willis, get in there." So that's what he sent me on the field with for the first time. Willis, get in there. I tell you, it was an amazing story for me. I had prepared for that moment. I did the math. I practiced 5,360 hours waiting for that one Willis, get in there moment. That day changed my life from a football perspective. Got in the game for the first time and had 5 catches for 100 yards, and he was able to say, "Wow, this little kid can play. He's okay." And from that point on, it changed my college career. I tell that story because, you know, all of us in this room will have that Willis, get in there moment, right? Now, the question is, will you be prepared when God tees you up and throws you in for that moment? Have you prepared yourself to really take advantage of that moment? So I want to challenge you from this conference to set yourself up. Be prepared and be ready so that when God says, "Willis, get in there," you are ready to just take over for the kingdom of God. So are you ready this morning for us to get started? All right, I like to hear that.